Alright, hold that pose right there. Yeah, perfect. Ah, yeah, right there. Excellent. Very excellent. Now give me angry. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. I gotta say, I really do love taking pictures of Pokemon. And with a game like Pokémon Snap, I can do that anytime I want. Pokemon has had all kinds of games released throughout the years. You got Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Channel.
I see. And there you have it. That ends my report from the scene.
Yeah, I like to pretend that one didn't exist. My point is, there's a ton of Pokemon games out there. I've been a fan of Pokemon ever since I was a kid. But one thing that I'll admit is that I always like the spin-off games more. I don't know, I guess I just get kind of bored of how most of the mainline Pokemon games repeat the exact same formula over and over again. But with the spin-off games, I get to experience something new and unique. Most of the time anyways. Now, I've already talked about several of the Pokemon spin-off games over the years, but one that I've yet to talk about is Pokémon Snap on the N64. This game revolved around you becoming a photographer and traveling across multiple different areas where you take pictures of wild Pokemon. It was released back in 1999, and lots of people actually really liked it. But why though? Why would a series revolve around catching and fighting Pokemon end up making a game where you just take photos of some Pokemon out in the wild? Well, I don't really know why, but I guess I just wanted to try something new. To this day, people still look back at Pokemon Snap fondly and say it's a great game. Heck, it even got a sequel made many years later. Now, I didn't have an N64 growing up, so I didn't get a chance to play this game until many years later. Now, I wanted to go back and check out the game to see if it still holds up today, so without further ado, let's take a look at Pokemon Snap on the N64. My god, all those camera sounds make it seem like there's a paparazzi around here. Alright, one at a time, please. Also, I just wanted to point out that on the title screen here, it kinda looks like Pikachu is about to be run over by the game's protagonist.
Here comes Farmer John, he's chasing thee. Run, Mr. Harriman, fast and free. Run, Mr. Harriman, fast and free.
So anyways, in this game, we don't play as a Pokemon trainer, no. We play as a young photographer named Todd Snap. Ha, get it? His last name is Snap. And he takes pictures of Pokemon? Ah! It's just like Ash Ketchum! Yeah, that joke sucks. The game does start off with the intro of Todd Snap looking around in a forest, trying to take a photo of Mew. But Mew is super fast and all he gets is pictures of his butt. Could have been centered better. Anyways, we start a new game, and we can name our protagonist anything we want, as long as it's not too long of a name. So sadly, I can't have this as my name. We then are greeted by Professor Oak.
Hello there.
He basically tells us that he wants us to take pictures of Pokemon for his Pokemon report. He also mentions that we're on a place called Pokémon Island, where wild Pokemon are found everywhere. Yes, even in your washing machine. He lets us ride in this machine that he invented called the 01 vehicle. Aw, why couldn't I ride the 02 version? So this machine of his will let us travel around the island in a set path, and we can take photos of Pokemon while inside of it, which sounds pretty cool. Then he pulls a Kapora Gabora from Ocarina of Time and asks us if we want to repeat all that information again. And if you're matching to the text like me, you can accidentally press A, which makes him repeat everything again. Seriously, they couldn't put the yes option on the B button instead? Anyways, we then select go to course, and then we get to pick where we want to go. As you play on, you unlock new areas, but we only have the beach area available in the beginning. Also, is it just me, or does it kind of look like Professor Oak is humping the air here?
What is that smell?
Anyways, we head to the beach, and now we get to start playing the game. So how this game works is that you sit in a moving vehicle and have to take pictures of Pokemon that you drive by. You can press the A button to take a photo, and Z to zoom in. You only have a certain amount of photos you can take in each level too. Once that counter on the right reaches 0, then that means you ran out of film and you can't take any more photos. It's a pretty simple and straightforward game, but it surprisingly is more fun than you think. Another thing you can do later in the game is get items from Professor Oak that you can use while out in the field. You can unlock these items by getting a certain amount of points from snapping pictures of Pokemon. The items include some apples which can be used to lure Pokemon out from hiding or get their attention. They could eat the food, kick it back, or play around with it, giving you a chance to take some good photos. Or you could just throw it right into their face and try to kill them. That works too. There's also the Pester Ball, which is a ball that holds a repellent gas that will irritate and maybe even knock out some Pokemon. These things are a little deadly, but Professor Oak told me to use them, so who am I to question his orders? Then there's the Pokeflute, which will let you play some music and get the attention of some Pokemon. It even wakes them up too. It also can play 3 different songs, each with their own unique effects. You can also unlock a dash engine, which will make your 01 vehicle move way faster than the push of a button. It's pretty helpful when you're replaying a level and just want to take a picture of one specific Pokemon and just get on to the end. You can also use items to interact with certain Pokemon so that they can open up new paths for you while you're playing through a level. After you complete a level, Professor Oak will judge your photos and give you a total score. You can just select whatever photos you want and get to show him. He'll judge your photos based on the size, pose, technique, and he may give you some bonus points if there's more than one of the same Pokemon in a photo. Some photos can get double points depending on if you do certain things, like having a Pokemon in the center of a photo, or they're doing a super unique pose. And after he evaluates all the photos, you get a total report score showing off how many Pokemon you've taken photos of and a total report score. Your report score will continue to go up as you play through the game, and as I stated earlier, at certain points, you unlock new items when your score reaches a certain mark. One thing I gotta mention though, is how inconsistent Professor Oak is with his scoring system. You could take the worst photo of a Pokemon ever imaginable, and you absolutely love it. But when you take an amazing photo, he'll barely even acknowledge it, and will give you a terrible score. How the heck is this amazing photo of Pikachu only worth 1,110 points? He looks like he's spreading his legs while flicking you off!
You were close.
But yes, you get to choose which pictures to show to Professor Oak, and you can delete any repeat photos. The ones that you save will be added to your Pokemon report, which shows off your best photos of all the Pokemon you come across. Partway through the game, Professor Oak will tell you about these 6 hidden Pokemon signs hidden on the island. These signs are in the formation of rocks and mountains and other stuff that you'll see while playing through a level. They look just like Pokemon too. Like, look at this. It looks just like a Mewtwo, am I right? You'll need to find all 6 of these in order to unlock the final level in the game, Rainbow Road. Sorry, I meant to say Rainbow Cloud. This is where you'll locate Mew and get to take pictures of him. The best way to get a good photo of him is to pelt him with repel balls until he breaks out of his shield. Then that's your chance to take the photo. And the funniest part is the fact that even if you do take an amazing photo of Mew, Professor Oak will still probably give you a pathetic score overall. Ah yes, the rarest Pokemon on Earth is worth less points than a freaking Pidgey. Outside of the gameplay, I will say the music is really good here, and graphically, the game looks amazing. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say about this game. In the end, I thought it was a really fun game. The gameplay was simple, but fun and felt rewarding. The atmosphere and environments were great, and the music was cool too. I honestly think this game is one of the better Pokemon spin-off games. Now, is it better than the sequel? I'd say they're close to even. The sequel improves on a lot, especially with the gameplay, but the original, this has this charm to it, you know? I mean, hey, they're still way better than Pokemon Channel, that's for sure. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Pokémon Snap. And yeah, like I said, it's a really fun game that I enjoyed a lot. It definitely is a weird idea to just have a video game teaming around taking photos of Pokemon, but hey, who am I to judge? Hopefully we get some more unique Pokemon spin-off games sometime in the future. Like, can you imagine a game like Pokemon Race Car Driver? That would be awesome.